Good morning, my YOGATXers. This is Echo. Welcome back for this Monday morning, afternoon, or evening. Today's practice is going to be themed around the idea of revive and restore. So we've been doing some restorative practices lately, and this will be a bit more of a standing practice where we will have some movement, but the idea is still to move a bit more slowly and really feel into each posture and the journey it takes to get there. So a lot of times in our practices, we might be just thinking of the next posture that we're going to do, but the desire and the invitation today is for you to really enjoy the journey as we go and really focus on your breath. Do your best to stay grounded and present and observe whatever's coming up for you in the practice as we move. So that being said, we're going to start standing today, actually. So if you can stand with me as I enjoy my beautiful lake view. Hopefully you've got a nice view wherever you're at as well. And bring the feet about hip-width distance apart, arms alongside the body, palms shining forward. And just allow the feet to press into the earth, into the yoga mat, into the floor. Allow your shoulders to relax, the muscles around the eyes and the jaw. And deep breaths in and out of the nostrils. And let your breath begin from the belly, moving all the way up across the chest. So really filling in, getting that Buddha belly that kind of pops out here. You can shut the eyes down if they're not already. A few more rounds of breath, just really allowing you to arrive in the space, arrive in your body. And slowly open the eyes. Take an inhale, reach the arms up slowly. Exhale, hands down through heart center. So take the entire in-breath and out-breath for each of these movements. So the in-breath draws the arms up. The entire out-breath to bring the hands down through heart center. Inhale up. And exhale, hands through heart center, finding your focal point or closing the eyes. Let's take a few more rounds at your pace. Inhale draws you up. And exhale brings you into the heart. Last one, inhale up. And exhale to the heart. Take a moment to shut the eyes down if they're not already. And bringing into mind and body intention for your practice. So even in these short practices, it's really important to set an intention for why you're showing up. It might simply be to stretch or to warm the body, but bring in a mental intention of possibly patience, understanding, compassion, empathy. Whatever it may be today that you could have an extra dose of. So for me, it's going to be curiosity. Whatever your intention is, bring it throughout the practice. Take a deep breath in through the nostrils, deep sigh out of the mouth. And welcome to your practice. Open the eyes, inhale, reach up. Exhale, slowly bow down, arms alongside the body, slight bend in the knees. Take your time to come down, folds. Let the head drop in. And again, slight bend in the knees, feet apart. And let's just allow the posterior chain here in the body to lengthen. Release any tension that might be down the back of the body. Remember your breath, that Ujjayi breath, equal inhales and exhales through the nostrils. And let even the neck hang here. So most of us probably have a bit of neck tension at some point in our lives. You might want to just shake the head yes, shake the head no. A few more breaths here. So this practice, even though it will be standing with that revitalization element, there is the restorative element today of moving very slowly. So see how the nervous system feels as we take it down a notch today. Take an inhale, come up halfway, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, fold, and take the feet as wide as the yoga mat. Sink the hips, bend the knees, and come down to yogi squat. Hands to heart center, use the elbows to press the knees open. We begin to open the hips here, and if there's space for it, maybe you move from side to side a little bit. For some of you, might have very tight hips. If you need to put a block, a couch cushion, anything to prop the hips up beneath you, feel free to pause the video and adjust. And notice if you can find more effortlessness in this pose. So if you're really jabbing the elbows into the knees to open them really wide, can you lengthen the spine a bit? And maybe just release a little bit of pressure from the muscles around the face, even in the shoulders as you're efforting the knees apart. And something that's really beautiful about these practices that we begin to notice is that with time, things will begin to open more naturally than us just forcing them open. So be kind to your hips this morning. Let's take 3 more rounds of breath here. And dropping in deeper on each exhale. Bring hands to the earth. Let the hips come back up. And keep the feet wide. Just fold in wide here this time. If you can, bring your hands to your lower back. Make a little fist and press the fist up behind you. For some of you, if you have really tight shoulders, if this is feeling a little intense for the deltoids, then you can take a t-shirt or a towel. Always pausing the video just to create some spaciousness between the hands. So I always encourage, especially in these online classes, to just pause me and do what you need to do to modify. That's the beauty of the practice online. So definitely if there's pain, find a way to adjust. Discomfort we can be with, so notice if there's discomfort and you immediately want to run from it, maybe just breathe into it, stay a little bit longer, see if an opening occurs. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath here. Let go of the bind, hands to the earth, heel toe the feet together again. Inhale, come up halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, plant the hands and step back to a plank position. Pause at the top of the plank. So press down through the palms, pull the belly in, slight rounding of the upper back. Straight line from crown of head to heels. Engaging the core here. So you might feel a little bit of some heat and a little bit of shakiness in the arms. Take 2 more breaths. And on the next exhale, let the knees come down. Keep the hips high as you bring the chest right between the inhale onto the belly. Hands lightly down, pressing the chest forward. Take another inhale. And exhale, hips to heels. Press back, downward facing dog. So hips go up nice and high, heels press down to the earth, palms pressing in. And if you want to pedal it out, you can pedal it out if there's any movement that you'd like. I'm feeling a little static this morning, so I'm going to stay in stillness. Whatever feels good for you. A few more rounds of breath here. Again, checking in. Are you relaxing the muscles around the eyes and the jaw? We hold a lot of tension here when we're focusing. So especially when we're doing yoga, we're like, am I doing it right? So just make sure that there's not contraction anywhere that there doesn't need to be. Take another inhale. And exhale, bring the knees down to the earth. Tuck the toes under and sit back onto the heels. We're coming into a toe squat. If you've practiced with me before, you know that this is my favorite, least favorite pose. Probably yours as well. Make sure even the pinky toe is tucked under. If you have any ankle issues, you could just sit back onto the feet untucked. But I encourage you, if it's just uncomfortable, to be with it. So a lot of our fascia, myofascial lines, meridians, end and begin here in our feet. So there's a lot of energy moving through the feet. So you might find this very uncomfortable because there's stuck energy. So most of us aren't used to doing this posture each day, but if you do, you will begin to feel a heat in the ankles and the shins as we begin to move a little bit of energy here. So anything that's stuck, we actually might feel that revitalization later after the practice if we stay here for a few minutes. And it's kind of like your morning coffee. Think of it as kind of your morning espresso shot. So to distract ourselves here for a few more breaths, take an inhale, reach the arms up. And with the palms shining forward, just begin to flick the fingers. So waking up even the wrists here. Palms are shining out towards whichever landscape you're looking at. I'm looking towards the cliffs and mountains here in the lake in Guatemala. Begin to feel a heat in the hands. Bring them forward now. And begin to take some rolls of the wrists. You can make little fists. Roll them in one direction and then the other. Your feet are probably heating up quite a bit now. See if you can stay with it. And just shake the hands out. Bring the hands down to the earth. Walk them forward and pat the feet out. This feels good. Okay, sit back onto the heels. Hopefully you don't dislike me too much after that. Hands behind you and lift the knees. You can kind of just do a little rocker here. So again, if you have any ankle issues, this might feel quite painful, so I encourage you not to do it. But you are the curator of your experience. You know where your edges are. Wonderful. Let's go forward. And let's take some cat and cows here. So inhale, let the belly drop down, look forward. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, nice and slow. Let's take our time. Inhale forward, belly drops. Exhale, round, chin to chest. Inhale. And exhale. Keep moving at your own pace. You can get curious with your movement. I like to sink the hips back towards the heels sometimes. Any natural movement that wants to happen here. We'll take about 5 rounds of breath to explore. After the 5th round of breath, we're going to sit back into child's pose. Let the knees go wide, forehead to the earth, stretch the arms forward, hips to the heels, and just take a moment here to ground in. You can sigh out if you like. So these integration pieces in the postures, coming into child's pose or just sitting back onto the heels, give us a moment for reflection of what's happening in the body, in the breath, in the mind. So can we remember our intention here? Are we still breathing in and out of the nostrils? Are we still observing acutely in the physical body what's occurring as we move? And the next inhale, come forward to tabletop. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, take an inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step the right foot through, bring the left knee down. Low lunge, stretch the arms up. So sink into the right knee, feel that length in the left hip flexor as you sink forward into the right knee. Relax the shoulders down the back. Take another inhale. And exhale, hands to heart, twist to the right, left elbow outside the right knee. Looking back over the right shoulder. Wringing out the belly. Take another inhale. Last exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the earth and bring the hips back towards the left heel. Stretch your right foot forward, right toes point up until you find your half splits. So you can stay onto the fingertips upright, or you can slowly begin to fold a little bit forward, bending the elbows, folding in towards the shin. For some of you, if you have a really tight back line, you might need to even bring the ground closer to you, meaning get some couch cushions, anything that you need to bring the floor closer to the body. Props are our friends. If you've ever practiced Iyengar yoga, we call this furniture yoga. So I appreciate this. Being at home, if you need it, I really encourage you to pause the video and get what you need to make this a bit more pleasurable and doable for your body. Let's take 2 more breaths. And peel the chest up. Bring the right foot back just a bit, come forward, and we're going to come into pigeon pose. So walk the right foot behind the left wrist, set the right knee behind the right hand. Left leg is nice and long, sit up tall. And you want to make sure that the hips are square. So if your hips are falling to the right side, make sure that you prop them up if you need to. So again, you can bring something underneath the right hip to prop it. Can stay upright, or you can slowly begin to recline down into your pigeon pose. And again here, couch cushions or pillows are wonderful to lay the chest down on. You can make this extra plush. I'm going to just use my fists as a pillow, not as comfortable as an actual pillow, but it works. And when we come into silence, do your best to still use this time as very intentional and inquisitive. So if the mind gets lost, you can come to the mantra with your breath of breathing in, I am aware that I am breathing in. And breathing out, I am aware that I am breathing out. You can continue to say that in the mind so that you stay here in the body. Peel the chest up. And stay upright. If you want to try, you can bend the left knee back behind you. Reach back with the left hand, pull the left foot in. If that's quite intense, you can just go back into that reclined variation if you would like. We're just going to be here for a few breaths. And slowly let go of the left foot. Tuck the left toes under, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Next exhale, you step through with the left foot, right knee to the earth, and reach the arms up. Sink into the left knee. Find length through the right hip flexors. The back toes can be tucked or untucked depending on what feels best for you. Shoulders relax, muscles in the face relax. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands to heart, twist to the left. Right elbow outside the left knee. Look back over the left shoulder. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the earth, hips towards the right heel. Left foot travels forward until the toes can point up. And again, find where you want your levels to be. So maybe you stay upright. Maybe the hands come out to the sides a bit. You fold into the left shin. And we're just seeking some length in the back of the left leg here. Peel the chest up. Bring the left foot back just a bit. Bend the left knee. And we come into that pigeon pose. Left foot behind the right wrist. Lengthen the right leg back behind you. Get the hips square. So if you need the couch cushion or anything to build the left hip up, do so. And when you're ready, you can recline down. And you'll notice that each side changes. So maybe there was more or less opening on the other side than there is here. And this is completely fine. And when there's a big imbalance, if there's a lot of tightness in one side and not the other, we can take twice as long on that side as we do on the other. And again, that's the beauty of online videos. If you see a big imbalance, especially if there's been any injuries or surgeries, you can take the time to really curate the yoga practice for yourself. Maybe you do 5 minutes on one side, whereas you only do 2.5 on the other. So I really encourage you to observe your body and what you're really needing here to open. And slowly peel the chest up. Again, you have this opportunity to bend the right knee back behind you, reach back with the right hand, pull in. And if this is too intense right now for your quadriceps, you can always recline down. Such a beautiful day outside. There are birds flying around. I'm getting distracted. I know I'm making you guys a yoga class. We're in this together, but also I get distracted by shiny objects. I have to be honest about that. Let go of the right foot. And we're gonna lean our hips over to the left and just swing our feet in front of us. I'm gonna do it this way though, so I'm looking more towards you. So both legs in front, we're gonna come into Paschimottanasana. Again, couch cushions and pillows are your friends here. If you've got a really tight back line and already sitting like this is uncomfortable for you, you might want to bring some pillows underneath the knees. You might want to bring a pillow underneath the hips. You might want to bring 3 pillows on top of you. The opportunities here are endless, especially if you're somebody that buys lots of those decorative couch cushions. All right, so inhale, reach up. Exhale, slowly fold forward. This is that time that like all of the trips to Pier 1 Imports or IKEA are really serving you a lot. I have a lot of couch cushions. Somehow I did not come to the yoga mat prepared. So I'm just going to use thin air as I forward fold. So in this posture, we're going to stay here for a few minutes. What's really beautiful is even if your body is really tight, if the back line is really, really tight, and your chest is nowhere near the earth or your shins, just focus on the inhalations and the exhalations, and on every exhale, feel that you're energetically coming closer and closer to the ground. That might sound like it doesn't work, but it does. It does. So just energetically, your body is folding deeper and deeper, even if the physical body is staying right where it is. And slowly peel the chest up. We're not going to stay there too long. I was teasing you guys. Hands behind the body and bring the fingertips to face forward. Bend your knees, plant your feet. Take an inhale, press the hips up. So reverse tabletop. Let the head drop behind you. So we're opening at the top of the shoulders here. Might get a little length through the hip flexors. Let the head drop back. A few more breaths here. And slowly lower the hips down. Keep the knees bent, turn the fingers back behind you, feet about as wide as the yoga mat, and just let the knees fall to the right, puff the chest to the right. When you're ready, let them move over to the left. And we're just going to move back and forth a few times. Last one. And come back through center. Take the feet together. Our last posture, knees go wide, feet together, chest lifted, hands to the shins. Take an inhale. And exhale, slowly begin to fold forward. So take your time. Use the elbows to press the knees open if you do get a little bit lower. And again, couch cushions, pillows, anything that you might need here. Just opening into the hips a bit more, into the glutes. Just a few more breaths. And slowly come back up. And we find a comfortable seat, so just a reflective seat as we come to close. Can shut the eyes down, crossing the legs, Sukhasana, easy seat. Sitting up nice and tall, hands resting on the knees. And deep breath in, deep sigh out. And just a hum here internally on the next exhale, just to move into the parasympathetic nervous system. So you can do this practice as many times as you need. And when we feel this reverberation, this vibration in the body, we are vibrating the ventral vagus nerve, which allows us to come into that revitalization, restorative feeling. So just notice how it feels in the body as you hum on the exhale. Again, checking in with the body. Are there places that you can more deeply relax in the shoulders, possibly the muscles that surround the forehead and the jaw? Maybe even taking some jaw circles. Bringing the hands together at heart center, bowing head to heart. Revisiting your intention for the practice today, mind of curiosity. Maybe a slight smile for being present, for showing up. And even if what you're feeling right now isn't what you desire to feel, even if there's still tension in the body or anxiousness, still just giving gratitude for showing up today, for being present for yourself, for allowing to witness what is, for staying, for committing. And if you are feeling better, if there's a bit more pleasure and ease in the body, just being grateful for the grace of giving your body medicine and exactly what you need right now, step by step, day by day. We fill our cups. Thumbs between eyebrow center, bowing head to the earth, we say namaste. Thank you so much for being here, dear yogis. Every Monday, you can subscribe down below, and there are other incredible teachers here on the platform, so I encourage you to get your daily dose of yoga and meditation and breath when you have the space for it. And I hope to see you again on the mat someday or someplace in the world. Have a wonderful day.